Hello and welcome to our podcast, episode number 80. When Hollywood meets Vietnam War, expect nothing but chaos. I'm Timothy and I am here with my old friend Thomas. Today we're going to discuss a film called Tropic Thunder. Tropic Thunder is a 2008 satirical action comedy film about a group of prima donna actors making a Vietnam War film who are forced to rely on their acting skills when they are dropped in the middle of a jungle and must survive real danger. So, Tom, did you enjoy Tropic Thunder?
It was quite funny. I mean, it had some classic moments that made me laugh out loud. But overall, it's not a film you will remember for ages, I think. The acting was top-notch, as expected from such an ensemble cast, but the story itself could have been more engaging. It just felt a bit too disjointed at times, if that makes any sense.
I see what you mean.
To be honest, I enjoyed it more than you did, Tom.
I thought the satire was spot on, and it was cleverly blending genres, which is something I really appreciate in films. The acting was indeed amazing, particularly Robert Downey Jr. His performance as an Australian method actor who underwent a remarkable physical transformation for his role. But let's not forget about Jack Black either. He was hilarious.
Yes, I must admit that both of their performances were impressive. And speaking of impressive, the special effects in this film were just that impressive. They really made you feel like these actors were in a dangerous situation.
Exactly, and that's what makes it such an entertaining watch. It keeps you on your toes throughout the movie because you never know when something unexpected will happen. That's one thing I love about comedy.
It can be unpredictable, and Tropic Thunder definitely delivers on that front.
Agreed. Now, before we move on to discuss other aspects of the film, what did you think about Ben Stiller as the director? He also had a cameo in the movie, right?
Yes, he did have a small role, but I think his main focus was on directing.
And I must say, he did an excellent job in both capacities. The way he managed to balance comedy with drama. And action is commendable. It's not an easy task, but he pulled it off seamlessly.
That's true. He really kept the audience engaged throughout the film. Well, Tim, I'm sure we could go on discussing this movie for hours, but let me ask you one more question before we delve deeper into other aspects of Tropic Thunder. How did you find the ending?
The ending was quite satisfying, in my opinion. It tied everything together nicely and left me with a sense of closure. However, some people might argue that it wasn't as memorable or impactful as they would have liked it to be. But overall, I enjoyed it.
Interesting. Now that we have shared our initial thoughts on the film, let's dive deeper into the plot and characters in our next segment, shall we?
Truly, Tom, as we continue our discussion, let's delve deeper into the plot of Tropic Thunder and explore how it manages to blend comedy with drama and action. The story revolves around a group of prima donna actors who are making a Vietnam War film called Tropic Thunder. They all have their own quirks and egos which cause friction among them, especially when it comes to the acting methods they use. Robert Downey Jr.'s character is an Australian method actor who goes to extreme lengths to prepare for his role as a black soldier named John Tucker. He undergoes an intense physical transformation that includes applying dark makeup all over his body and learning to speak with an exaggerated African-American accent. His co-star, Jack Black, plays a character named Jeff Portnoy, who is known for his popular action franchise called Fat Bastard, but struggles with drug addiction. Their frustrated director, played by Tom Cruise, decides to teach them all a lesson about reality by dropping them in the middle of a real jungle and telling them that he has been kidnapped by a rival film studio. This forces the actors to rely on their acting skills rather than stunts or special effects to survive. Throughout their journey, they encounter various obstacles such as poisonous snakes, hostile natives, and even real landmines. The plot thickens when one of the actors accidentally steps on a landmine and is severely injured. Through it all, the characters learn valuable lessons about humility, teamwork, and appreciating their craft without taking things too seriously. They also discover that sometimes reality can be more terrifying than anything they could have imagined in their movies. The way Tropic Thunder manages to blend these themes with hilarious comedic moments makes it such an entertaining watch for audiences of all ages.
That's a great analysis, Tim. I think the film does an excellent job at balancing drama and comedy throughout its runtime without ever feeling forced or contrived. The characters are all well developed, and their interactions are both humorous and heartfelt. One thing that stood out to me was how each actor had to confront their own personal demons during this experience in the jungle. For example, Jack Black's character Jeff has to deal with his drug addiction while also trying to save his friend Robert Downey Jr. It's character from the dangers they encounter. Meanwhile, Robert Downey Jr.'s character struggles with his method acting techniques and comes face to face with some harsh realities about himself. The film also does a great job at satirizing Hollywood tropes such as method acting, celebrity culture, and the making of big-budget action films. It's clear that Ben Stiller had an eye for detail when it came to poking fun at these aspects of the industry while still maintaining an entertaining narrative. In conclusion, Tropic Thunder is a delightful blend of comedy, drama, and action that manages to tackle some deep themes without losing sight of its main goal: to provide audiences with an enjoyable viewing experience filled with laughter and heart.
Truly, Tom. Now let's talk about some interesting behind-the-scenes tidbits from Tropic Thunder. One thing that really stands out is the casting process for the film. Ben Stiller originally wanted to cast Robert De Niro in the role of Les Grossman, a sleazy Hollywood producer who plays a significant role in the story. However, due to scheduling conflicts, he had to cast Tom Cruise instead. This turned out to be a fortunate turn of events, as Tom Cruise's performance was met with widespread critical acclaim for his comedic timing and portrayal of Les Grossman.
Another interesting fact is that Robert Downey Jr.'s character, Kirk Lazarus, is an Australian actor who undergoes a remarkable physical transformation to play an African-American soldier named John Tucker. In reality, Robert Downey Jr. is not known for his method acting approach, and he revealed in interviews that he didn't want to go as far as wearing blackface or prosthetics for the role. Instead, he chose to dye his hair and eyebrows black and use makeup sparingly. This decision was met with mixed reactions from audiences and critics alike, but it ultimately added to the film's satirical commentary on race relations in Hollywood.
Speaking of the physical transformation that Robert Downey Jr.'s character undergoes, it's worth mentioning how challenging it must have been for him during filming. In an interview, Downey revealed that he had to wear a fat suit and a fake butt for some scene, which made it difficult for him to move around or even sit comfortably. Despite these challenges, he delivered an outstanding performance that showcased his versatility as an actor.
Now, let's talk about the special effects in Tropic Thunder. The film features several impressive stunts and visual effects that help create a realistic jungle environment for the characters to navigate. One of these effects involved using green screens extensively during shooting, particularly during scenes involving helicopters or explosions. According to the visual effects supervisor, this technique allowed them to create more dynamic shots without compromising safety on set.
Another interesting tidbit is that many of the actors in Tropic Thunder were actually playing against type in their roles. For example, Jack Black's character, Jeff Portnoy, is a drug-addicted action star who relies heavily on stunts and special effects to carry his films. This was quite different from Black's usual comedic roles at the time of filming. Similarly, Ben Stiller chose to play it straight as the director of Tropic Thunder instead of using his usual comedic persona, which added an unexpected layer of seriousness to the film.
Finally, let's talk about how Ben Stiller managed to keep the cast and crew motivated during filming. According to those involved in production, he created a relaxed but focused environment on set where everyone felt comfortable taking risks with their performances. This approach paid off tremendously, as evidenced by the outstanding chemistry between the actors and the seamless blending of comedy and drama throughout the film.
Overall, Tropic Thunder was a labor of love for Ben Stiller and his talented cast and crew, from its clever satire to its impressive special effects. This film is a testament to what can be achieved when creative minds come together with a shared vision. And now, Tom, I have one final question for you before we move on. Which scene from Tropic Thunder do you think was the most difficult to shoot, and why?
That's an interesting question, Tim. I think one of the most challenging scenes to shoot was the one where Tom Cruise's character Les Grossman is being kidnapped by pirates. The set for this scene was quite elaborate, and there were a lot of stunts involved which made it difficult to film safely. Additionally, since Tom Cruise played both Les Grossman and the director in the movie, he had to juggle between these two roles while also directing other actors during this sequence.
Yes, that's true, Tom. It must have been quite a challenge for him to manage everything at once. And speaking of stunts, another scene that stood out was when Jack Black's character, Jeff Portnoy, is being chased by an angry elephant in the jungle. This required some complex special effects work as well as careful coordination between the actors and stunt performers on set.
Agreed. These scenes demonstrate just how much effort went into making Tropic Thunder a visually stunning film with impressive special effects. However, it's not only about the big-budget action sequences, but also about small details like the makeup for Robert Downey Jr.'s character, Kirk Lazarus, or the use of green screens to create realistic jungle environment. These elements contribute greatly to the overall atmosphere and believability of the film.
Unquestionably, Tom, every aspect of Tropic Thunder, from its actors to its special effects, is carefully crafted to deliver a high-quality cinematic experience that both entertains and challenges our perception of Hollywood norms. And I think that's why this movie resonates with audiences so much. It's not just another action comedy, but rather an intriguing exploration of the film industry itself.
That's a great way to put it, Tim. As we conclude our discussion about Tropic Thunder, let's take a moment to appreciate how well this film has aged over the years since its release in 2008. It remains one of the most talked about comedies of all time and continues to inspire new generations of filmmakers who want to tackle similar themes or use satire as a tool for social commentary.
Truly, Tom, Tropic Thunder is a timeless classic that will continue to entertain audiences for years to come. It's a testament to the power of good storytelling and creative collaboration when everyone involved in a project shares the same vision. And with that, I think it's time we move on to discussing other aspects of this wonderful film.
Indeed, Timothy, I couldn't agree more. Now let's move on to discussing the actors and their characters in Tropic Thunder. As you mentioned earlier, Ben Stiller chose a talented ensemble cast for this film that included established Hollywood stars like himself, as well as up-and-coming actors such as Robert Downey Jr. and Jack Black. The casting choices were meticulously made to ensure each character brought something unique to the table while also serving the overall themes of the movie.
That's right, Tom. Let's start with Robert Downey Jr. character, Kirk Lazarus, an Australian actor who plays an African-American soldier named John Tucker in the film within a film, Tropic Thunder. His commitment to his craft is unwavering, even going as far as subjecting himself to a strict diet of live animals and undergoing skin darkening procedure. Robert Downey Jr.'s portrayal of Kirk Lazarus showcases both his acting prowess and willingness to push boundaries in order to create an authentic character.
Exactly. Now moving on to Jack Black's character, Jeff Portnoy, a famous action star known for his popular franchise Fat Bastard. He embodies the stereotypical Hollywood image of excess and indulgence, which makes it all the more poignant when he confronts his struggles with drug addiction throughout the film. Jack Black's performance as Jeff Portnoy is both hilarious and heartbreaking at times, showcasing a wide range of emotions that are essential for this complex character.
That's a great point, Tom. Another interesting character is Les Grossman, played by none other than Tom Cruise himself. Les Grossman is an overweight, foul-mouthed Hollywood producer who becomes embroiled in the chaos of Tropic Thunder. His character serves as a satirical commentary on the power dynamics within the industry and how sometimes people in positions of power can be more concerned with their own agendas rather than the well-being of others. Tom Cruise's performance as Les Grossman is truly exceptional, showcasing his comedic timing and versatility as an actor.
Indeed it is. Last but not least, we have Brandon T. Jackson's character, Alpha Chino, a young rapper who lands the role of a soldier of color in Tropic Thunder. After Jeff Portnoy's drug addiction becomes too much for him to handle, Alpha Chino provides some much-needed comic relief throughout the film. With his naive attitude and tendency to misinterpret situations, Brandon T. Jackson brings an infectious energy to this role that perfectly complements the ensemble cast.
That's a fantastic rundown of the characters, Tom. It just goes to show how well rounded and engaging the cast of Tropic Thunder truly is. Each actor brought their best game to this film, delivering memorable performances that not only entertained audiences but also challenged societal norms and perceptions about Hollywood and the film industry as a whole.
I couldn't agree more, Timothy. As we conclude our discussion on the actors and their characters in Tropic Thunder, let's take a moment to appreciate how skillfully Ben Stiller managed to balance comedy with drama while also satirizing various aspects of Hollywood culture. This film has stood the test of time not only because it's hilarious, but also because it offers valuable insights into human nature and our obsession with celebrity status.
That's a great point, Tom. And as we move forward in our discussion about Tropic Thunder, let's explore some of the film's cultural significance and how it continues to resonate with audiences today. The movie serves as both an homage to classic war films while also serving as a commentary on the way Hollywood often glamorizes violence and tragedy for entertainment purposes. It's this duality that makes Tropic Thunder such an engaging film experience for viewers from all walks of life.
Precisely, Timothy. As we delve deeper into the cultural significance of Tropic Thunder, it's worth noting how the film serves as a satirical critique on the glorification of violence in war films and Hollywood more broadly. The movie pokes fun at the way these films often portray heroism, camaraderie, and triumph over adversity while disregarding the harsh realities of war and its devastating impact on soldiers and civilians alike.
That's a great point, Tom. One scene that really highlights this critique is when the actors find themselves stranded in the middle of a real-life conflict zone. The film shows how their characters' on-screen personas quickly collapse under the pressure of actual danger, revealing them to be far less heroic than they had initially portrayed themselves to be. This serves as an effective commentary on the way Hollywood often romanticizes violence and warfare for entertainment purposes, while failing to acknowledge its true consequences.
Indeed, it does, Timothy. Another aspect of Tropic Thunder that resonates with audiences is its exploration of racial dynamics, both within Hollywood and society at large. The film features a predominantly white cast playing characters of various ethnicities, which allows for an examination of cultural appropriation and the power dynamics inherent in casting decisions. Additionally, Robert Downey Jr.'s portrayal of Kirk Lazarus, a method actor who undergoes extreme transformations to play characters of color, sparks conversations about representation and authenticity in filmmaking.
That's so true, Tom. The movie also touches upon the issue of celebrity culture and how it can distort people's perceptions of reality. For example, when the actors find themselves in danger, they initially believe their on-screen personas will protect them. This highlights the extent to which celebrities are idolized by fans and how this can create a disconnect between their public personas and their private selves.
I couldn't agree more, Timothy. As we conclude our discussion on the cultural significance of Tropic Thunder, it's important to acknowledge that while the film serves as an entertaining satire, it also raises captivating questions about Hollywood's portrayal of war, race, and celebrity culture. Its ability to balance humor with meaningful commentary makes it a timeless classic that continues to resonate with audiences today.
That's a fantastic summary, Tom. And now I have one final question for you before we wrap things up. What do you think is the most important lesson that viewers can take away from Tropic Thunder?
Oh, that's an interesting question, Timothy. I think the most important lesson from Tropic Thunder is to not take ourselves too seriously in life, and especially in our work as actors or filmmakers. We should always strive for excellence. But also remember that at the end of the day, it's just a story we're telling. And if we can make people laugh while doing so, then all the better.
I couldn't agree more, Tom. Tropic Thunder is a reminder that sometimes we need to take a step back from our own egos and appreciate the absurdity of certain situations. It also challenges us to question the status quo in Hollywood and how we can do better when it comes to representation, authenticity, and respect for all individuals, regardless of their backgrounds or experiences.
And on that note, I think it's time for us to wrap things up here on Tim and Tom's Film Nights. As always, we encourage our viewers to leave a like, subscribe, and comment on this video if you enjoyed the discussion today. Until next time, keep watching movies, keep thinking critically about them, and most importantly, have fun doing it. Cheers.
Cheers indeed, Tom. We hope you found our conversation about Tropic Thunder insightful and entertaining. As we sign off now remember to always stay curious about film and never be afraid to express your own opinions, even if they differ from ours. Until next time, folks, keep on watching those movies. The end of the podcast script should look like this.
Oh, that's an interesting question, Timothy. I think the most important lesson from Tropic Thunder is to not take ourselves too seriously in life, and especially in our work as actors or filmmakers. We should always strive for excellence. But also remember that at the end of the day, it's just a story we're telling. And if we can make people laugh while doing so, then all the better.
I couldn't agree more, Tom. Tropic Thunder is a reminder that sometimes we need to take a step back from our own egos and appreciate the absurdity of certain situations. It also challenges us to question the status quo in Hollywood and how we can do better when it comes to representation, authenticity, and respect for all individuals, regardless of their backgrounds or experiences.
And on that note, I think it's time for us to wrap things up here on Tim and Tom's Film Nights. As always, we encourage our viewers to leave a like, subscribe, and comment on this video if you enjoyed the discussion today. Until next time, keep watching movies, keep thinking critically about them, and most importantly, have fun doing it. Cheers.
Cheers indeed. We hope you found our conversation about Tropic Thunder insightful and entertaining. As we sign off now remember to always stay curious about film and never be afraid to express your own opinions, even if they differ from ours. Until next time, folks, keep on watching those movies. Please note that this is not an actual YouTube video, but a script written for such a video.